baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about bubbles in the tub. Let's talk about...
Hey YouTube family, so it's me again, Shantel's DB, and I'm so sorry for the long extended wait, but I just got back into the groove of things here at school. But I'm back with another vlog, and today, yes, we'll be talking about sex. I'm going to be talking about it from the perspective of why I think it's so important for you to wait. I guess you have to know what sex is if you're going to abstain from having it. So, in my definition, sex is when two human beings get together and have physical intercourse with some form of penetration involved. Whether that be oral penetration, whether that be penetration of some other object, or any other thing that happens and goes on out there. I feel like all of those things are sex, contrary to popular belief. I do believe that oral sex is sex, so we'll be going off of that premise for this video, and why I just feel like you just shouldn't do any of those things. I'm a college student, and for most parents and most people think that when you come to college, you're just supposed to get wild, you're supposed to lose all your sense. And for the most part, that's probably kind of true, because we've been primed to think this way. So when we get here, we kind of do things that may not be in our character, but we do them anyway. I can tell you, my freshman year, I really had never been a drinker, but my freshman year, I drank and I partied, and you know, I was having sex. So when people ask the question like, how can you be young and abstain, or they think that it's just like impossible, I'm here to tell you that it's not. I have been abstinent for a year and about 4 or 5 months, and it hasn't been easy. And I say that it's easy and it's not easy. When you open yourself up to sex, when you open yourself up to those type of things, I feel like your body kind of craves for it. Like if you haven't eaten pork for a long time and then you eat it, it's just like no. But then when you start eating it more and more, it's like, okay, now your body's starting to crave this thing because you're feeding it, you know, you're feeding your body that specific thing. So I feel like it's the same with sex. When you're having sex in a relationship, outside of a relationship, but you're doing it kind of regularly, whatever regularly is for you, I feel like it is kind of hard to just make that transition. And it can be harder when you're in college and not that many people that you know are practicing this concept of waiting until they're married. So I'll say for those people that you just have to be strong. I've had my weak moments. I've had thoughts that you know, made me feel bad, but at the same time, it's just like, I know that it's worth it. Ask yourself this: in your relationships or relationship, you guys, you're good, you talk, you hang out, you have sex, okay, you guys fall out, and then from the fallout, 8 times out of 10, one of the two people think that sex is going to make the fallout better. So y'all have sex again, and then y'all break up, and then y'all don't get back together, and then you do the same cycle with the next person, and the order may be reversed, or the order may be some ways different. And if that's not you, I'm sorry, but I'm just speaking from my experience. Yeah, it felt good at the moment, but it's just like, why do I want to keep doing this? Why? I don't want to have to keep going through the same cycle. I don't want to have to keep kissing all these frogs to find my prince. I feel like I should just give myself to God and totally surrender to Him, because I know if God created this earth, if He created all of us, if He took the time to give each of us a special gift, a special purpose, then surely He has somebody for me. And if He's that good to me now, even when I didn't know Him, how much better will He be to me when I worship Him with my body? It removes all the craziness and all the going off that you wanted to do on that significant other. Even when y'all broke up, you see him out with another girl, and you like, oh no, he got me messed up. Because why do you think you feel that way? Because you've opened your body up to this guy, you opened your body up to this girl, and you thought it was sacred and it was intimate, but really you guys were taking pieces of each other, and now you're feeling attached. So God knew exactly what He meant when He said that two become one. You know, when you get married, you guys become one. And that's why it's so important when you're dating somebody and when you're getting engaged and all these processes that lead up to marriage, that should lead up to marriage. You know, you're really making sure that it's the person that God has for you, because feelings are subject to change. Things are going to happen in your life and you're like, why was I like that? Why was I with him? Why did I think that was cool? Why did I used to wear headbands around my forehead? Like, feelings, fashions, trends, fads, they all change, but God is constant. He does not change. He knows exactly what he's talking about. Don't let nobody else tell you any different. So even while you're waiting for me, I just look at it as if God is the model of the man that I need. He's always with me, even when I do wrong, even when I look ugly, even when my breath is stinking and I'm praying to him. He's still listening. He ain't telling me this and that. He ain't calling me fat every second. He ain't doing this. He don't let nobody disrespect me, because he said vengeance is his, and if somebody does something to me, he got my back. So I just look at it as, man, I'm just going to keep waiting because God is so good. And yeah, sometimes I feel like, and he will provide for you if you just wait on him. The Bible says if you acknowledge him in all your ways, that he will, guide your footsteps. So just keep acknowledging him, like, God, I know that you're here. I know that you're with me. I know you're keeping me strong. You know that I want to give in, but God, help me to hold out. Lord, help me to hold out. I was about to start singing a gospel song to y'all, but I just digress. I also want to touch on, yes, sex is worth the wait. It's worth to wait until you're with the husband or wife that God has for you. But I also want to clear some things up. Just because you're abstaining, don't think that abstinence is going to give you a husband or abstinence is going to give you a wife, because it's not about you doing this so God can give you something. It's just about you being obedient to what God wants you to do. So many times we just try to do stuff because we're like, oh yeah, God's gonna give me this if I just pay my tithes, so and so and so and so. And that's a whole different topic, but it's not about the money. It's not about the practice. It's all about just being obedient to God and just loving him enough to just, take his word for what it is. And that's what it is. And I think that's what makes a good relationship, because if your relationship is founded with God, if your relationship is strong with God, that will make your relationship stronger with this person. And I just want to hash some things out, that being abstinent or being a virgin doesn't necessarily mean that you're better than anybody. That doesn't mean you're better than the person who's having sex, and that doesn't mean you're better than the person who's not having sex but still battles with some type of sexual addiction or whatever the case may be, because at the end of the day, we're all being perfected. That means we all still have flaws, and we will not be perfected until God calls us home and gives us our new bodies. So you have to shy away from those thoughts that if I abstain, God's going to give me a husband, or if I abstain, God's going to make my marriage great, etc., etc. Because it's not about the practice. It's not about I'm doing this so God can give me that. It's all about being obedient, because God doesn't owe us anything, but it's only by his grace and mercy that we receive these things. And we should love God enough to just take his word for what it is and do what he wants us to do, because at the end of the day, he always has our best interest at heart. And some of those things are not what we want to do. Some of you feel like, I don't want to give up sex. I think sex is great. I think it's wonderful. Some people think sex is an art. Whatever the case may be. But it's not about your feelings. It's not about feelings at all. Like I told y'all before, feelings are subject to change. The more and more you get with God, those feelings of, I just want to do it because I want to do it, will change and be like, God, I surrender to you and I just want to do what you want me to do. You see what I'm saying? That's just how it works. So don't think that just because you're abstinent or you're a virgin that you're better, that you're on a pedestal, that God looks at you as his golden child. We all have things we have to work on. I just hope that you guys wait. It's possible. God has something in store for you, and it's not hard, but it might not be easy for some people. That's why I encourage people to believe in the church community. I encourage people to believe in small group and having friends and all of these things. And you can check out my blog, which I will list below, to give you more information about how elevation or changing your life can be uncomfortable, but it's beneficial at the same time. So with that being said, peace, love, and purpose to you all, and I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you guys like the video, like, comment, subscribe.